My name is Annette Shapiro, and in 1997 I started a program at Urban Glass called the BeadProject. The BeadProject is a program for low-income women to learn how to make glass beads and jewelry as a way of earning income. The Bead program continues to this day, and it offers 2 classes a year, fall and spring, and the students take a 12-week course. They learn how to make beads, but they also learn how to make jewelry and how to market and sell their work, which is a very important component of the program. Since 1997, over 300 women have participated in the program. Anna Butler was one of the first students and applicants to the program in 1997.
I enjoy making glass beads and jewelry, just seeing the torches and the gas set up and the glass, and something very relaxing about the flame and meditative about fire and working with it. When I left the program, I had a lot of experience. I taught some classes, and I was able to set up a little studio in my apartment where I have a kiln and I make glass beads and sell my jewelry on Etsy.
My name is Amy Lemaire. Our website is urbanglass.org. I gained an interest in glass about 20 years ago. I started making glass beads and trading them as my own form of currency. I've been working with glass for about 20 years. Urban Glass is an open access glass studio in downtown Brooklyn. It's one of the largest in the city, if not in the country. And we facilitate glass making of all types, educational, professional artists work out of our studios. We have classes, and we also run classes through a lot of the local universities like NYU and Pratt Institute. I have been working with Urban Glass for about 7 years as an instructor, and for about 2 as the director of the Bead Project. The Bead Project has been part of Urban Glass for 20 years. This is our 20th anniversary this year. For the 20th anniversary of the Bead Project, we have a professional development series that we have been hosting at Urban Glass, where every month we have a different free workshop for the community that is designed to enhance professional development on all platforms. The Bead Project is designed as a scholarship program for women because we feel that women are an underserved part of the population, and so we're looking to give more opportunity to women who are creatively inclined, who might not otherwise had an opportunity to work in the medium. If you would like to learn more information about the Bead Project or apply, you can find our application online at urbanglass.org. We do 2 cycles of Bead Project a year. Each cycle is 10 weeks long, and we run one in the fall session and one in the spring session. The Bead Project is a 10-week long scholarship class, and that class is broken down into, each week we do 1 hour of business practices and 3 hours of studio, and with the option to work outside of class time additionally in the studio. So during the business component of the class, we go through how to put together a business plan in 10 weeks, and we discuss other topics that are related to starting and maintaining a business, such as sales etiquette, identifying your clients, pricing your work, licensing and copyrights, and putting together a press pack, And we address other topics too, like how to give an interview, how to work with the media, how to publicize your work. And in the studio, the ladies use the process of flame working. And everybody in the class is given a toolkit with all of the glass and tools that they'll need to design and produce a flamework jewelry line. We also have lots of different jewelry findings, and so towards the end of the class, we go also into how to put the beads into, how to make the beads into jewelry. And then on the final day, we have a trunk show down in the gallery where everybody debuts their jewelry line. One of the really wonderful parts of the Bead Project is we make a souvenir exchange bracelet where everybody, all of the students in the class make a series of beads, usually about 14 or 15 beads. And then on the last day, we exchange all the beads and put together bracelets which contain one bead from every member of the group. One of the highlights of my time at Urban Glass has definitely been working with the Bead Project. I look forward to spending time with that group every week, and it's just a recharge for the soul, and I get a lot out of hanging out with them. Right. Yeah, every cycle is so unique. We really try to curate the group to kind of have a people from different backgrounds so that we can really form a strong community and learn from each other and offer a lot of different perspectives. And that's been one of the real highlights too, is just the chemistry of the group. It sort of takes on its own momentum, and you know, I'm just sort of along for the ride.
Hello, my name is Rosita Walsh, and I was in the first Bead Project class, sponsored by Urban Glass, created by Annette Rose Shapiro, who was also the instructor. I first realized about glass bead making when I saw an article in Lapidary Journal one day. The front cover were the beads of Christina Logan. When I saw that, I said, oh my gosh, that's the prettiest thing I've ever seen. How does one do that? Well, a few weeks later, I'm reading the Brooklyn Eagle. And what? BeadProject. Learn glass bead making. Help supplement your income. I couldn't believe what I was reading. I filled out the application, went for the interview, and was picked in the first class. Well, I was so ecstatic. I was tickled pink. And after the first class, I was so hooked. It was so beautiful. And then especially when Annette showed me how to make the flower. Well, I just went bananas when I saw that, because I'm a landscape artist and portrait artist, and I love doing flowers. Oh boy, how can I incorporate this into my glass bead making? Well, there was a book by Paul Stankert, and when I looked at his, I said, I can't believe someone's doing nature with glass. Oh my God, I gotta practice this. I gotta figure out how to do this myself. One day Annette came to me, she says, oh, we're gonna have a special person to come speak to us. And I says, oh, really, who? She said, Paul Stankert. I said, Paul Stankert? Well, I almost hit the ceiling, because that's like the person I needed to see. Well, I tell you, when he showed you how to make those beautiful florals, I watched his hands while everybody just listened to him talk and watch his face. It really taught me about the business aspects of it, of really promoting, of pushing yourself out there, getting business cards and things like that. I've even had my website is The Flaming Garden. I've enjoyed bead making, glass working, and I still to this day, as you see, as soon as this is over, I'm going back on my torch because I have orders to fill. Thank you very much. Ciao.
My name is Freddie Brown Carter. I'm part of a collective at St. Mary's Church. So the website is the St. Mary's Makers Guild. And if you go to the St. Mary's website, it comes up. St. Mary's Church, Harlem. About 2.5 years ago, a good friend of mine had done a wedding at Prospect Park and was killing time and walking around the neighborhood and found herself in here, and she thought she would be interested in doing it and decided to share the information with me. I did. I think I annoyed them so much. They accepted me the first time. I had a lot of trouble with the website, and I was calling, and how do you send stuff in? Should I bring it in? And part of me figures it was easier to take me the first time than have me continue. The Bead Project, part of Urban Glass, I think this is its 20th year. It, for me, was an opportunity to start doing a kind of artwork I probably wouldn't have been able to do because of the cost. And I think that's part of their mission, is sharing this particular kind of art, this particular craft, with women in particular who wouldn't have an opportunity to do it otherwise. I was in the Bead Project class of 2016, and it's a 10-week process, which isn't nearly enough, by the way. Each class focuses on a particular skill. At the beginning, Amy will demonstrate the skill, and then you have an opportunity to try it on your own. There's usually a teacher's assistant, and my class there was a teacher's assistant and an artist in residence, somebody you can ask questions of, and someone that has gone through the process not too long ago.
So was it only creating beads, or did you touch upon other things as part of the project?
The thing that in some ways was even or equally as important as learning to make beads was developing a group of like-minded women who were interested in the arts, women who were interested to one degree or another in making businesses. I think it varies among class which way it goes, people who lean more towards business or more towards the pure art. But I think a lot of artists can be very isolated, and it was definitely a way of building community.
Okay. Insofar as the business aspect, did they do anything to help you build it as a business as much as a craft?
I think they're just starting to build actually that part of the program out, the part of the program that's focused on making a business. But what happened every week was part of the class time was spent in business practices, from how to put together a website, how to take pictures, how to pitch yourself to different companies, how to think of your work. Are you looking at making museum quality, or are you doing stuff for young girls? And you get to make lots of choices, and it ain't over till it's over. I am a badass old lady, and I am thrilled with having the opportunity.
So my name is Lily Burgos. My artist name is Miss Lily B. My website is misslilybee.com, and I am currently as Just B at Etsy.com, and on Instagram I am under Miss Lily B. I enjoy bead making because there's something about learning the process of a new material and learning how it works under different conditions and how it melts and how it works under different temperatures is something that you have to work intuitively. There's no numbers or dials on a torch. It's nothing that anyone can tell you, well, you set it to number 1 or number 2 or number 3 or a degree or a temperature. So it's really something that you have to learn intuitively. It's learning by trial and error and process, and you have to have a real relationship with your torch, with the fire, with the flame, with the gas, and with the material itself. So it's very gratifying because you go through this whole process, and at the end of it, you actually see something that you made. Hoping that in the future, this is an impetus for me to continue my education in glass. Has just opened up a whole new world for me, in which now I just want to soak everything up and just want to learn everything. I am just like want to devour everything.
My name is Kenya Chester. I'm based out of Manhattan, and people can find me online and at Urban Glass Gallery. Also my Instagram as well, that's Kenya C. That's my Instagram, so it's KENYAAC. Well, I actually studied at Rochester Institute of Technology, RIT in upstate New York. I studied industrial design, and through those years we took a class called sustainability, which basically is the potential to renew a source. How recyclable is that material that you are using, which comes in handy in many different cases. And in my case, when I initially applied for the Bead Project, I was immediately interested in the sustainability aspect of the material, and I was really eager to see how I could experiment with possibly recycling. And I believe in 2015, that's when I got accepted into the Bead Project for the winter session with Amy and Maria, which was amazing. Amy was really open to helping me experiment with the recycling of the glass. And ever since she taught me how to do that, I haven't stopped, and that has solely become my focus for how I use glass. I enjoy bead making and working with glass because I find it to be very relaxing. I find working with the fire, you have to pay attention and, make sure that nothing is gonna go wrong, make sure nothing's dripping. Glass is very temperamental, especially with the recycled glass. So that has been a process kind of perfecting that in itself. I also find that even stringing the beads is relaxing. It kind of takes your mind off the day-to-day hassles that happen, stringing 1, 2, 3 to some music, drinking a glass of wine or something. It's a leisurely hobby that I can do, and I really enjoy having such a different hobby from everyone else. It's nice to be able to come to Urban Glass and work in the studio, which is beautiful and very open, and just be able to create work, some type of work. Yes, so when I came to visit the last class of the Bead Project, I definitely stressed that it's important for an artist to have a sketchbook for their ideas. Having a sketchbook often helps you cut around experiment time when you're in the studio, when you want to try something out but you're not sure what color you want or you're not sure what shape you want. By drawing that in your sketchbook first, figuring out how many beads you need to make that composition, just doing tiny prep steps each and every step of the way helps you make even greater of a piece. Yes, so like I stated before, the sustainability aspect of glass as a material has always interested me. And when I came to the Bead Project, I automatically knew that that was something that I wanted to experiment with design-wise. So our wonderful teacher, Amy, taught me how to recycle. At first, it was little things like wine bottles and beer bottles, and Then someone gave me a hot tip about Dead Horse Bay, which is this place with a whole bunch of sea glass that washes up. So I've experimented with the sea glass. I've also gone to thrift stores and antique shops. I love antiquing and thrifting and finding old things, and trying to figure out a way to give them a modern twist. And I definitely enjoy finding these gorgeous, gaudy glasses or candlesticks or pastry dishes. I smash them up, I melt them down, I pull them into cane, and then I make them into beads. And then after that, of course, the process is, cold working and then assembly. So there's definitely a lot of process, a lot of science, and a lot of love that goes into making my work. How am I inspired, and where do I look for inspiration? The best place that I love to look for inspiration is on the subway. I tell everyone this, any type of customer that you're looking for, you can find them on the subway. Any type of trend that you want validation for, you can find it on the streets of New York. And I love seeing everyone here expressing themselves through jewelry, through clothes, through shoes. I think that's one of the really wonderful things about New York. And I feel like, keeping your eyes around and looking and seeing what's on trend, what are people wearing, is very important. And also looking at art, looking at things online on Instagram and Pinterest. I use Pinterest a lot. Going to the museums is always nice. Being in nature, I'm a nature person. So things like that definitely inspire me. After I graduated from the Bead Project, I was given a scholarship to go to Corning Glass Museum, which was amazing. And there, I automatically knew that I wanted to learn how to do glass blowing. That's what they're known for. That's what I've wanted to know how to do for a really long time. I was there for a whole week, and it was really amazing. The museum is gorgeous, and they have such a great periodical of how glass has transformed throughout centuries, which is really inspiring in itself. Just glass found from BC era, which is wild. So it definitely, that makes you kind of take more pride in how we handle that now, and how we are fulfilling this legacy that was started so long ago in glass art. When do I feel the most creative? That is a good question. I feel like when do I feel the most creative? I feel creative all the time. That's weird. I don't know, I'm one of those people, I can see something and another thing and think about how it could be used in a ton of different ways. I'm a designer as well as an artist, so it's not just form for me, it's function and lots of different things, technology, nature that I see, any types of forms. I definitely, try to draw some type of inspiration from. I could do it. I could do it. I could try. Plans for the future. My plans for the future are basically to maintain working in the studio, perfect my skills, work on my craftsmanship, sustain myself as an artist. That's definitely what's important to me, bottom line. Being able to create and, not just make, but make something of good quality is always something that I take pride in. So growing, learning, experimenting more, and being able to take what I have now and elevate it to the next level is what I can hope for the future.
Hi, I'm Beryl Benbow, the executive producer of the short doc about the 20th anniversary of Urban Glass's Bead Project. A member of BRIC staff, Steve Burnett, found out that I was working on creating a short doc to celebrate the 20th anniversary of the Bead Project. He informed me that he had taken some footage for the Urban Bead Project some many years ago, perhaps 2006. Well, let's see who was actually in our surprise ending. I will give you a few hints. She was a panelist in 2015 at the Austin Film Festival. More recently was listed in the playlist's 10 Screenwriters on the Rise in 2013. She was a member of the Marvel Writers Program from 2009 to 2011, where she first began developing Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, I don't know if you know the name yet, but I guess I'll have to tell you. Nicole Perlman. Well, the question they asked her at the Austin Film Festival was, what was your last job before becoming a full-time screenwriter? She stated, up until 2006, I ran a nonprofit program in Brooklyn called the Bead Project. It was a hot glass workshop series held at Urban Glass, wherein economically disadvantaged women learned how to use torches to do flamework bead making, silversmithing, and small business development, all free of charge. I really enjoyed teaching and working with my hands within a small community of artists. I was working on screenplays in my spare time, and having a day job at Urban Glass made it much easier to get out of my own head. Plus, working with a 2,500-degree torch also gave me a comforting illusion of power, even if I couldn't crack my third act. So, without any further ado, here is the final clip.
What's your name?
My name is Nicole Perlman, and I am the director of the Bead Expo and the Bead Project, which is Urban Glass's low-income scholarship for women, which teaches them a trade, teaches them how to do glass beads and how to market and sell their own jewelry. We also have a silversmithing element to that. So, you know, we have people who come in and teach, and we have guest speakers, and then the women every month get to have monthly reunions where they can use the studio for free and meet back up with each other. And it's a really great program.
That I have now are just glass, and this is actually my dad. He comes to a lot of the shows with me. But these are just glass beads. These are all just glass beads. They're all handmade. They're all, you know, detailed and one of a kind. And I combine them with sterling silver and with gold bindings. And I also have a website. I've branched out. My website is azizasboutique.com. So you guys can check it out.
Right now we are in the monthly Bead Project meeting. We meet twice a month, and the students have the chance to practice all what they learned while they were taking the class. And as you can see, some of them are really talented, and I'm very, very proud of them. We have different generations of the Bead Project today. Some of these girls have been making beads for 3 or 4 years. Some of them have been making beads for about 2 months. So they have the opportunity to come here, meet each other, talk, have fun, make beads.
This has been a really good collaborative team effort. We all have different gifts, and we decided to pull our strong points and help each other develop our weaker points. So the Bead Project has been a good opportunity to do that. From the three of us, they come from diverse backgrounds, and we hope that the Bead Project in its future years will also give women in New York also opportunities from diverse backgrounds to work together in a new craft collaboratively, and also to build an sense of self-esteem they may never have had before in an artistic arena.